Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's edition of AM Minnesota. John Dvorak is in studio. I know typically he's been on Tuesdays, but he's in studio today. Must have something going on tomorrow, huh, John?
I do.
Okay.
So.
I was wondering why. Why Monday? But there's nothing wrong with Mondays.
Well, nothing wrong with any day, I guess.
Yeah, rainy days and Mondays always get people down. Anyway, John's in studio, Executive Secretary of the Rice County Fair, to tell us all about their planning for this year's fair. Always plan on making it bigger and better every year, don't you?
We try and we strive to do that, and sometimes things don't work out the way you plan, and so you go to Plan B, and at the end it all comes out in the wash. So yeah, there's a lot of planning that goes into it. They're moving along. We've got all the grandstand shows set. And so we're happy about that. Working on a few more little free acts to fill in some time slots, but we have quite a few of our free acts all lined up. So things are moving, and are they ahead of schedule? No, because it seems like you're never caught up when it comes to planning things, and it's something that you always have in the back of your mind. Well, should I do this instead of this? And so food vendors, we'll have most of our food vendors already signed up to come in. 99% of them that were here last year are coming back this year. We're grateful for that. We've got a few vendors that aren't new to the fair but haven't been around for a couple of years that are coming back to the fair. And it just seems like comments I hear is, you got a great county fair, we want to come back and be part of it. And so that's always nice to hear. Comments like that, people want to come back and they enjoy our fair, and they can make money at our fair, and so everybody comes away happy.
Yep. I like the fact that you do limit the number of food booths you have at the fair because, well, that's what you want to do. You want to have them happy and make some money.
Well, exactly so, and it gets to a point sometimes, you can have too much of a good thing. And it's probably great because the fairgoers have a better variety of things, but it gets to the point where when I have people send me application and they inquire about coming to the Rice County Fair, I want to have something that I don't have at the fair ready. I want to have something that's unique. And so I tell them this, and so they think of something unique, and I think, okay, yeah, well, what's the rest of your menu? Well, that unique item is just a small portion of the hamburgers, french fries, and hot dogs, and everybody can serve hot dogs and hamburgers and french fries, and so we've already have that at our fair, and the vendors that we have do a good job with that, but I want somebody to come in with a fresh idea, so something that we can say it's unique to the fair that's never been here. And so the last one I'm working on right now is I'd like to bring in a cookie vendor. I'm working with a vendor that he's got great chocolate chip cookies and the rest of his cookies, so I'm trying to get him in. I think we can make things work out. I think he has those dates available, but you never know until you have that contract in hand.
And of course it's so weather dependent, the fair. Yeah, you have no control over that.
And that's right, we have no control over that, and I thought we had a pretty good fair last year, but when you look back, it was hot and humid, and a lot of times, you get so wrapped up in things you really don't notice, really what the weather's doing unless it's pouring down rain, so that might have hindered us a little bit last year, but it seems like when 5-6 o'clock comes around, that's when the fairgrounds fills up and things are rolling after that time period. So people get home from work probably at that time. The weather kind of cools down a little bit, and everybody comes out to have a good time at the fair.
Yep, and I know last year for the Lions Club, I helped sell carnival tickets for the carnival. Oh my word, it was on Friday night. I couldn't believe how busy it was.
That's right.
I thought, man, am I in the wrong business? Only the carnival business is hard work.
Oh, I'm sure it is, and it's a unique business, and it's not everybody that can run that business.
No. Well, we're going to go get our market update right now, and then we're going to talk a little bit about some deadlines coming up for nominations for the Senior Citizens of the Year, that sort of thing. Winnetka, Minnesota continues as Executive Secretary of the Rice County Fair is in studio. I know it's hard to believe, but we're only a couple months away from the fair.
We are, and everybody says, well, can you smell the fair food yet? And I know when I can smell the fair food, it's a ways away. It's when you can start to taste the fair food that it's coming close. And you know what? I can almost start to taste the fair food already, so you know that fair is right around the corner. And things are shaping up really well. My maintenance guys over at the fairgrounds, they're doing a great job. Of course, with this early spring we've had, everything turned nice and green real early. So we're concentrating on, just keeping the grass cut and just making the fairgrounds look pleasing to people. And they're spending a lot of time. They're able to catch up on some things that we haven't done in the past because we've had, wet springs, but they're getting in there and trimming a lot of trees and getting rid of a lot of shrubs and the shrubby trees that are next to the grandstand area. And so working on just able to get ahead of the game, and that's kind of nice, it's the advantage of having a nice early spring so it doesn't all kind of fall at once.
Well, you mentioned the cutting the grass, and I went out a couple of weeks ago. I think it was on Easter. In fact, now I know it was on Easter. On Easter Sunday, I took a few pictures of some of the four-wheeling that people did, not only on the fairgrounds and in grassy areas, but also in some of our parks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that, that's the type of entertainment that they look to have, and they come and actually, it's destroying public property. It's no getting around it. And so we have to take the time now and get some black dirt in, and we fill the black dirt in, and everybody says, well, why do you fill the holes in? Just let the grass grow back in. But there's a lot of people that walk in some of those areas during the fair,
turn an ankle or
they
something.
Could turn an ankle or sprain an ankle, or worst comes to worst, break an ankle. And you don't want that to happen. And so we have to spend our time and energy and our money to fix somebody having fun. And it's unfortunate, but we're not going to let it go unseen, and we're going to take the time and fix it.
And I'm sure you don't want to pave the whole thing either,
Exactly so. There's, money isn't in the budget to do that. So the money isn't in the budget to fix the tracks either, but we go ahead and do it, and it's just something that, it's just part of maintaining the fairgrounds.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because it wasn't planned for. It's something you can't budget for.
Exactly so. And, it's kind of comes out of your contingency funds, and, it's just something that you have to do.
So bottom line here, folks, if you ever see people doing this, call law enforcement.
Yeah, exactly so. We'd appreciate it, because
make the culprits pay restitution to pay for fixing it.
Well, make the culprits just stop. That's the big thing,
People need to respect other people's property.
Yeah, that would help. That would help a big deal. So, but we've got it going. There's a lot of activity that's happening at the fairgrounds now. The Saddle Club that participates at our fair, they've been having a few fun shows. I know the 4-H horse project is getting into full swing. They're using the horse arena, coming out and practicing. The dog project is starting up, and they're working with the dogs out there. So signs of the fair is coming, because you see all this stuff happening, and they're coming out and practicing and running their dogs through the agility courses that they practice with. And so it's good to see. That's why the fairgrounds is there, Gordy. The fairgrounds is there for people to come and use, and to be able to to perform these activities that they won't have another chance someplace else to perform. And so it's a great place, that they can come out and use it more than just during the week of the fair. It's there for people to use, and we ask that they respect it, and they do. And we have a great relationship working with these individual saddle clubs and the people that come out and utilize the grounds. We got rental opportunities. People come out and they rent the buildings for a graduation party, or they have a birthday party that they want to have.
Wedding receptions.
Wedding receptions. So we're slowly starting to rent out the buildings again.
And now you have a bigger option too than you used to. I mean, it used to be just a beer garden pretty much that you'd rent out, but now with the gymnastics having their own facility, you have that bigger facility.
Yeah, that's a 9,000 square foot facility, and you know, we do on occasions rent it out for weddings and different functions. So we're able to do that. I've got a couple Mexican rodeos that are scheduled again this year.
Boy, were they huge last year? I couldn't believe the
They were
traffic.
huge last year, and so we learned a lot from what went on last year, and hopefully you know, we can alleviate some of the problems that we had, you know, traffic wise coming into the to the fairgrounds. So you know, what a great way for you know, the Hispanic people to come and enjoy a day, a family day, you know, that reminds them of being back in Mexico again, you know, where they can participate in this and come and attend this rodeo. It's a great time for them, and it's a great time for everybody that comes. And I'm just glad that, you know, we can offer them the facilities, and they can partake in some of these activities. There again, that's what the fair, what it's for, you know, is for people to use.
Well, I know that's one of your goals, John, is to get those fairgrounds utilized more than just a few days of the fair every year.
Well, that's a big part of not only my goal, but the fair board's goal also is, you know, let's rent these facilities out as much as we can. We can always use the income, but you know, you look at that fairgrounds, what a great fairgrounds we have here. I mean, it's something that Rice County and the city of Faribault can really be proud of, you know, to have a facility like this that we can utilize during the summer, and sometimes even into the fall and the winter.
There's some nice newer buildings.
Exactly so. We got some newer buildings, you know, with the Gillen Hall that just got put up here a couple of years ago. You know, that's our newest building, but you know, we're working real hard on trying to maintain the buildings. I don't want to replace what we have necessarily, but you know, if we can maintain them and keep them updated and keep everything, you know, fix the small problems before they get bigger, so all of a sudden a big problem doesn't turn into a huge problem. And so you know, there again, I give a lot of accolades to our maintenance crew, because they do a good job on looking for these small projects and, you know, getting to them before they get worse.
Yep. Some of the buildings I know have been sold, you know, handed on to other organizations.
That has, yes, correct. Some of the food buildings, you know, look at the new building here a few years ago that BA come and built a new
yeah, that's gorgeous.
A new building, you know, to serve their food. You know, I mean, I can remember going to the fair back in the day when I was a small kid. BA was always there. That was always a place where you'd go and have a hamburger. You know, that was always a staple. You know, we got to go to BA and have a hamburger there. And to see they're still around today yet with a new building, it just shows you, you know, how far, you know, how people care about this fair.
Yeah. Well, the menu's changed over the years, just like the times have changed.
Exactly, you know? So.
When you went to the fair, nobody was sitting on their cell phone.
That's exactly right. Nobody was sitting on their cell phone, and there were no cheese curds.
That's right. Nobody knew what a cheese curd was.
That's right.
I'd be curious to know when that was invented. Anyway, John Dvorak is in studio today. We do have some deadlines to talk about. Senior citizens, congratulations again to Pat Rice. She was a representative out of Rice County, went up to the state fair and became the state senior of the year. How cool was that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it really was, what a great way to represent Rice County in the city of Faribault, you know, to have this outstanding senior award given to a local lady. She was well deserving of it, and obviously she had to be to go on to the state level and to win it at the state level. So, you know, there's an opportunity here. If anybody knows of anybody that they would like to nominate, they can surely nominate them. You can get a hold of Char Wetzel. This is all on our fair website. You know, her information is on the website.
Yeah, they have forms there. I know you can.
And they have forms there, and it's not a long form, and it's you basically go through and answer the questions. You know, why they think they're deserving of the honor, and what they've all done through their life to you know, be recognized for their commitment as a senior citizen. And you know, we do things a little bit different than the state guidelines are. The state, you know, they kind of look what happened after you retired, you know,
right,
after you turned 65.
A bunch of Pat's friends I know took the state form and kind of transposed some of your stuff and added whatever they needed to. because otherwise, you know, they don't take the whole life, and frankly, I agree with you guys.
Yeah.
It should be your whole life.
We do the whole life, what they've done over their life, and you know, I guess it has a double purpose here. You know, it's a way to get people involved after they retire, but you know, what about all these people that have worked all their life for a cause?
Well, they might have a stroke, you know, when they're in their elder years, and then
exactly
all their life's work just thrown out the window. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, and so, you know, I'm happy with the process that we have, and there's a lot of people that are very deserving of it. You know, they spend their whole life volunteering, and I think they deserve to be recognized, and you know, what a fun way to do that. And you know, then not only with the award, but I mean, it's a day that all senior citizens can come to the county fair. We provide a meal for them, and we have some entertainment for them, so it's just a way that we could recognize all of our senior citizens, not just the people that are nominated for the Senior Citizen Award. So, and those, the deadline for that Senior Citizen Award is July 8th. You want to have that in before July 8th, so, you know, I encourage everybody, if you know that there's somebody out there and you'd like to nominate them, please do so. You know, so that way we've got more names to choose from.
There's so many deserving people, and you really don't get a lot of nominations every year. So let's get some more nominations.
Yeah, and you know, there's so many deserving people that a lot of them don't even like to be recognized for what they've done, and so, you know, what a good way to go ahead and recognize them, and you know, it's just a fun time, and it's a fun day for them. So I encourage you, if you want to nominate somebody, please do so.
Queen contest, always a big hit on the opening night of the fair.
Always a big hit, and what a great way to start off the county fair with the Queen coronation. Kathy Kapp, our fair board members that's in charge of it, does a wonderful job with it and spends a lot of time with this, and I know the applications are out there, they're on the website, so the deadline date will likely go till the end of June. So, but you know, let's not wait for the deadline. You want to get involved with this, let's go ahead and get involved, and what a great way for a young gal to come in and participate in the Queen's contest, and you know, represent Rice County at different events, and it's a good time for them, and you know, even though some of these gals that apply, they don't win, you know, they can still continue, you know, they continue to support Rice County and be good ambassadors of the county, and that's part of it. That's what it's all about.
Well, just going through the whole process is a learning experience that is invaluable for these young women.
Oh, great. And it is a great experience, and you know, it's life lessons that they can take with them through the rest of their life. You know, if you learn one thing going through this process, then it's well, everything's worth, you know, the time and effort that you put into it. The same with our applications for our you know, County Farmer Award and our family farm, and you know, what a great honor that we found out last week about the Kubals.
Yep.
You know, when you think back of it, Gordy, you know, I was amazed when you said over the radio that it went back to 1902.
Yeah, their farm, yeah.
Their farm went back to 1902, and what a great way for people to come and recognize them. You know, there's a breakfast at the county fair that you can come and congratulate them and spend time with them and probably reminisce, you know, what you remember from years past, what went on, you know. But how great, you know, 1902. I mean, isn't that amazing that it can go back that far? And you know, I just think that's just such a great way to honor a family.
Yep. John Dvorak is the Executive Secretary of the Rice County Fair. He's with us this morning. Tomorrow, former Rice County Sheriff Richard Cook will be in studio along with Lloyd Grandpré. We'll talk about the Rice County Veterans Memorial on the north lawn of the courthouse, what the plans are there. They would like people to get some more pavers, and we're going to find out if they can get those in before Memorial Day, because that's fast approaching too. And John, while I'm thinking of it, the replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in Washington, D.C. is coming to the fairgrounds this fall.
It is, and we're really excited about that. This is a process that started 2 years ago, and I was approached. They were looking for a place to host and house this memorial when it comes.
And it's the perfect place.
And it's the perfect place, exactly so, the perfect place. And so we graciously volunteered the fairgrounds that they could have it there, and we're looking forward to it. I've had several meetings with Peter, and you know, boy.
Peter Van Sluis, who celebrated a birthday yesterday, by the way.
That's right. So happy birthday, Peter.
Yeah.
Belated birthday.
Yeah.
He's put a lot of time. That whole group and committee that they have working for it. It's not just one group, but it's several organizations from Faribault here that are working with that, and what a great way to come in and honor our people that went to Vietnam and fought in that war and died in that war. And you know, whether you know you're a veteran or somebody that's died there, come on out and just take a look at this, because I don't know how many people have ever had the opportunity to go to Washington D.C. and see the one that's out there, but it's amazing.
You've done it.
And I've been out there and seen it, and I've done it, and you know, to have a replica of that come to Rice County, and you know, it's kind of like bringing the memorial here to Minnesota. That you know, it's got to be special for some of these people that can't afford to get to see the one in Washington, but they can come here, and they probably have a loved one whose name is on that memorial, but never have a chance to go out to D.C. to see it, and to bring it here, and they can actually see it. You know, you just about got to bring tears to your eyes. You know, that they can enjoy something like this, and they have to be proud, and they can feel proud that their sibling had been part of this, and he's recognized on this memorial.
And it's a first-class operation too. They're going to be standing guard at this memorial
The whole
24/7.
Correctly so. And correct me if I'm wrong, but are they also not going to read off all the names continuously of the names that are on the wall also? So I'm looking forward to it. It's something that's never like that come to Rice County, and
I've got a feeling too we're gonna get a lot of people from the metropolitan area.
I'm hoping so.
Because we're so close, you know.
I'm hoping so, and they've got several activities, you know, planned as it's coming in. I think, if I'm not mistaken, but there's going to be a parade around town, and as it's coming into town, and so be led in with the honor guard, and so you know. There'll be some pageantry, I guess the word I'm looking for, that'll be involved with it. And I do get occasional calls on, and I forward them all to Peter, but I'm getting calls, you know, where you know, this group has a museum that they've made up of different things and want to know if they can participate in it. And so I don't know on that aspect what's all planned, but I know that they do have some other activities also planned for it.
But again, that's utilization of the fairgrounds in a terrific way.
Exactly, exactly. You know, Heritage Days, that's where they come in and they use the fairgrounds for setting up their parade, before the parade, and they can line everything up in the fairgrounds. And
super staging area,
super staging area is correct. And you know, people don't have to sit out on the street or on the highway someplace waiting to get going. They all come in and they line up on the fairgrounds, and it's a safe place for them to line up. So you know, what a great way and a great area for that to happen in. And we're just fortunate that, you know, we can work together like that and help one another out.
Are you full in your commercial exhibit buildings, John, or do you still need?
We still have some openings. I'm trying to. One of my goals this year is not only making the fair entertaining, but I'm trying to make it where it's part educational also. So I'm trying to contact different organizations here and different businesses here in Faribault. You know, can you come out and have a booth there, and can you tell us about what you're all about? Not only so what you're all about, but you know, how you can help out people, and why you do what you do, and you know, make it just informative for people coming to the fair, so you know, if they have questions, and they can probably find a booth and they can get it answered. So that's one of my goals this year is, you know, how can we make our fair more educational, and I'm going to strive to do that. How much I can get accomplished this year, I don't know, but it's a goal that I want to keep working on. You know, I'm glad that you know, we're partnering up with people the different groups. Our nature center over at the nature center is going to be participating at the fair this year. They're going to be in the DNR building. Amber Bossart over at the nature center, she's a great gal to work with. They have a lot of ideas, and they've got a whole assortment of things planned to have into that nature center. But there again, you know, it's you know, you got questions, come in and ask the questions, and hopefully you can get them answered. And if they can't answer them there, they can get back to you and hopefully answer them there. So I'm real excited. I'm always excited working with the nature center at the fair. It's a great partnership we have with them, and they do a lot of work for that week of the fair.
Yeah, it's a gem. It's a hidden treasure here in Faribault. Not quite so hidden, I guess. And then the folks that were in studio last week from Paradise Center for the Arts said they want to be a little more involved with the fair too. So
right, and so it's just a matter of us making contact and getting involved. And you know, what a great way to work as a community and as a county, you know, to put on a great week for people to come and enjoy, and also get informed.
Yep, and remember, it's a county fair, so Lonsdale, Morristown, Northfield, we need all those folks to support it as well.
Exactly so, and we do, and we're grateful for the people that support it and the towns that support it. And you know, who knows, down the line, you know, maybe we can work out better ways and have people recognized in a better way. But you know, it just takes time and planning, and hopefully someday, you know, we come up with a good plan, and not we don't have one now, a good plan, but you know, improve on it and include all of these towns at the fair.
Well, we've plumb run out of time. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
I know you are going to be back here in a little bit. Let's see, on the 24th.
On the 24th.
24th.
Yeah.
May 24th, right before Memorial Day.
Be here before you know it.
Yeah. That concludes your edition of AM Minnesota, KDHLAM.